next, and it looks like we have 7 versus Icarus coming up to the stage.
All right, yeah, we got the Joker Kazuya here, the DLC, starting off early. Never mind, there's a Roy on the screen. So Kazuya Roy is a very interesting character dynamic to have as a player, I feel like. They both have like very different play styles, I feel like.
Yeah, and getting us started, what do you think of the stage pick? Obviously, they're going to be going to a neutral stage, PS2, but it does look as though we are seeing a pretty quick start from Seven, who is already looking to try to take a bit more of the lead away from Icarus, chasing him all the way to this other side of the stage. Icarus not really finding his footing just yet. Arsene, however, might be the thing to change the game.
Certainly is. I mean, that's the thing about this matchup. It really is just like a running faucet of damage on both sides. Like, it's just a matter of who sync overflows the fastest. It's just that until they find the kill. Usually from Icarus, it's going to be by way of getting like one of those like lead-ins, like a drag down up air into your kill move. And a lot of times with Roy, you're going to try and catch a down air at ledge. You're going to try and catch a forward smash, catch him slip in. That's kind of the classic, or a jab back air at ledge. He has so many options to kill you, and still it feels like just character-wise, he's like a lesser character than Joker, which is insane.
And it's actually going to be Icarus who's taking the first stock. We were just talking about the fact that he wasn't able to do as much that very first part of the stock, but able to turn it around so quickly, and a lot of that being the help of Arsene. However, this could be big edge guard potential, as we were just saying there, for Seven, who is going to be evening things right up. If he can get off of this ledge, that could be very important for him, but Icarus going to make a job of that if he can.
Yeah, Icarus has been doing a really good job of catching Seven off the ledge, I feel like, for a lot of this, and it's reflected in the percentage here. Seven finally getting a little bit on the board, having trouble fighting from behind as that Arsene meter continues to build up too. That is going to be the difference maker. Can Seven like make enough happen to Icarus before Arsene shows up, and it becomes a little bit harder for him to get there?
Yeah, as you were saying, there's a timing component, and there's an aspect of how much damage he has already taken. It is a comeback mechanic for a character like Joker to be able to have Arsene on his side. But regardless, we see Seven is undaunted in battle, you know, just going straight in onto the Arsene. Already got half of the meter gone, but now this is big upset for the edge guard, and you could see the counter coming straight out from Icarus, which was great, you know, being able to disrupt the up B hitbox.
Yeah, very just phenomenal placement there from Icarus. He's been great at ledge trapping and running off to edge guard there, showing Seven there's not really a safe place that he can recover from. He's going to have to like get really creative to make it back, which is easier said than done in a lot of matchups, especially as Roy, when your recovery is as linear as it is. You have to get like really tricky with it a lot of the time.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, anything to sort of change up his timing. And we didn't get to see the neutral B at the ledge, but going to be looking for it, trying to take off the stock where he can. Arsene just made an appearance, and with full rage for Icarus, you know, he's just looking to take any bit of extra credit that he can. So Seven needs to close it out, but he's not going to get the chance. Icarus is going to be leading us with a 2 stock for game number 1.
Yeah, that was a very commanding win there from Icarus. It just felt like, and that's the thing with Arsene, like I was saying earlier, it's just so difficult to keep up with the output that Arsene has. Like, Roy is able to put out so much damage in such a short amount of time, but Joker can do that to a pretty similar degree without Arsene. And so when you put him in the mix and he can drop all of that on you and kill you, it's going to be really hard. I think what you need to see here from Seven is just a little bit more fault conversions off of these neutral interactions he is getting, because he is definitely getting hit. Never mind. You're getting Kazuya, which, same deal. You are going to want to get a lot off of those neutral wins, which is going to be a lot easier now that you have Kazuya on the screen, as a lot of those combos are pretty hard to drop.
I think I can understand the decision to go Roy for the first matchup, but you know, especially if this is a more comfortable character for Seven, then I completely understand the decision to make the switch to Kazuya. Unfortunately, it doesn't look as though the Kazuya switch has been doing very many good things just yet, as he has yet to land very much damage onto Icarus, but trying to turn things around a bit. You know, the up B coming out a bit apprehensively from Seven, but Icarus still doing a very good job at keeping Seven at an arm's length, really.
Yeah. Just makes it back to stage there. He has rage, and that's going to be very important here. One good interaction could do it, but he's not going to get the spike hitbox on that Nair. Makes it down. Very, very good positioning here from 7, just toward the tail end of this stock. One good hit will do it, and that's the thing here. You can afford to lose a few more interactions with Kazuya because on the tail end, you're able to find it. So now Icarus is going to find himself on the back foot. And while I said Kazuya is going to have a similar game plan, Icarus is going to have to shift a lot here. He's going to have to focus a lot more on, like, avoiding those Kazuya hits more than you were on the Roy.
This is extremely important because Joker is such a light character, and especially with Rage Drive, which hasn't been taken away yet, it's going to be very crucial for 7 to try to take as many quick stocks as possible. Already at 98% with Arsene, that's a very killable percentage, as we can see here demonstrated with the Rage Drive. 7 is lapping Icarus in stocks at the moment.
Yeah, very strong start here on game 2 from 7. I think the swap was what he needed. Maybe just trying to get like a feel out for the character in game 1, see if the Roy could do it. Good tech on the ledge. Now it's his turn to sit at the ledge, see if he can find a stock. Going off to try and find something that's going to give Icarus an opportunity that he will gladly take to take that stock away from 7.
Yeah, definitely trying to take whatever bit it is that he can, but you know, we're doing open heart surgery right now. At this point, you're very late to the game. There have been a lot of different things that are going to need to happen from Icarus in order to take this game back. Electric into up smash is going to do it, though. That is 7 taking game number 2, tying us right up.
Just taking turns screwing each other up, too. Just both of those games felt so decisive, and now it's like a best of 3, effectively. It's very cool to see. It's just a matter of how can Icarus adjust in this matchup, because it felt like it was a lot harder for him to find openings than it was against the Roy, because I mean, like I said, I've said it a few times now, but Roy, it's a lot. He's not as consistent at getting that those neutral wins, or the exercising his advantage state, I should say, as much as Kazuya is. Because once he wins neutral, it's going to be hard for him to drop it. I feel like Icarus is going to need to get in there, and it's kind of the shoe's on the other foot from game 1. It feels like, because now Icarus is going to need to be the one maximizing every neutral win.
I disagree with you about the Roy point, but we'll get back to that later.
Valid.
Yeah, getting us started for the first time on Small Battlefield for this game number 3. We do see a little bit of a Joker color change, and Icarus may be hoping to have a fresh start for this game number 3, and already getting pretty quick advantage against Icarus, or Icarus getting advantage against 7, because you know he hasn't been able to take a stock just yet, but having him in this position on the edge guard, not able to tech that, still able to recover. Of course, he had his up B, but we are just looking for something that's going to decide this next game.
Oh, Icarus is moving so fast. Like, even though 7 has Rage Drive, it feels like he hasn't been able to find anything this stock. And I like the stage pick as well, giving 7 less room to run around, so it becomes a little bit easier for Icarus to find these openings, as we've seen so far. And now Rage Drive is off the table. This should be a stock. There it is. Icarus finds himself back on top once again.
Yeah, that was a great up smash from Icarus, being able to catch the tech on the platform. So really great stock leading us out. And already having Arsene online, you know, going to try to make as much mileage off of that as possible. We can see 7 having Rage Drive gone is such an important factor too, because Icarus has the comeback tool, and now 7 doesn't. He doesn't have a really quick kill option, and he's going to go so far off stage for that stock. 3-1 right now for Icarus, so 7 really has to put pedal to the metal.
What an impressive adjustment we've seen from Icarus this game. That was a beautiful way to close out that stock. Has to find his way back, and already halfway to finding Arsene. Obviously not anymore, losing that stock, but you still have a full stock lead against a fresh Kazuya stock, nowhere near getting Rage Drive as of right now. So you have plenty of time to adjust here. Gets a little bit here on that platform. 7 just trying to catch his breath, find a way in to make game 2 happen again.
Definitely, and we are looking to see a repeat of that. Just a lot of these grabs have been so important for Icarus, just, you know, able to do sort of chip damage. Wow. And thankfully, you saw the Arsene came out just in time. That's what saved Icarus. And besides that, not burning his jump either. So really great thinking to be able to anticipate something like that. You know, having the damage, Rage Drive is out right now for 7, who's going to be looking to use this. But with Arsene still having some gas in the tank, Icarus is definitely trying to close out the stock where he can. Going a little deep, escape and burning out the last remnants of the Arsene. And now 7 is going to be looking to use his Rage Drive if he can make it off this ledge.
Not able to as it goes away, still struggling to make it by the stage. And that's tough too, because now you don't even have that for the next stock. If you were able to take that Joker stock without Rage Drive, then you have a strong comeback mechanic the next stock. But then you still have the extra one without Rage Drive. Up B is going to do it, but at 161, certainly not impossible. I've seen Kazuya's come back from much worse, especially with Rage.
Yeah,
but it's still going to be difficult.
The full Rage is a very important aspect to this because he may not have Rage Drive, but he does have that extra weight and mobility that's going to lend him to being a more formidable opponent, especially against such a light character like Joker. But unfortunately for 7, he hasn't found a way to get back on stage and do very much of anything. Icarus is just keeping him so firmly in disadvantage, not able to make anything back. And, you know, he is, every single gun is going to be taking those little bits away, but, you know, finally finding the solid ground. That is where Icarus is waiting for him to strike. So that is going to be game number 3 going to Icarus. I wonder which is the stage pick we're going to get next.
It's a great question. I mean, I feel like 7 struggled so much on having a smaller stage. It looks like we're going Hollow Bastion, which makes sense. A little bit more space to run around, less platforms for Joker to escape to as well. So I think this is going to be a good pick on the side of 7. Yeah, it's gonna be tricky to adjust. I think having that space is really important. It's gonna be a matter of, can you force a stage that isn't small battlefield in the next game, because then if you don't have the space to run around in game 5 after having to play on the back foot for this game, it's gonna be a little bit harder, but we'll see how it plays out. We have to win this one to get there first if you're 7.
Yeah, so BuddBuds, what do you think of the stage pick for Hollow Bastion?
A little bit larger, definitely benefits Kazuya more than Joker in this case. Allows him what he needed that last game. He can kind of hang out, run away a little bit more. He doesn't have to be as like antsy to find those openings like he was that last game, whereas now he can just kind of wait for Icarus to come to him if he wants to, which Icarus has been doing a really good job doing so far, finding that stock immediately. Arsene not even in the same zip code yet.
You're absolutely right, but what was in the zip code was the Rage Drive, and able to eliminate that immediately. We are not going to be getting the Arsene out of the picture just yet, but 7 is definitely looking for it. That air dodge straight away from Icarus, knowing that he wants to hold on to this for as long as possible. Just get that extra credit up. Electric not going to be connecting, but the Arsene is gone, and now you can see Icarus just kind of sparingly approaching, not trying to cede too much ground.
Yeah, 7 just a little off the mark with these hits. Almost had the stock twice now. 3rd time's a charm. That up B will take it. Only taking a little bit of damage there as well, so that should be doable for 7. This is not terrible yet, but Icarus able to apply damage so fast on 7. This is going to be very interesting to see how it continues in this next stock.
Yeah, you can see, unfortunately for 7, he's not able to get a whole lot of his strings. You know, he can get like 1 or 2 hits in, which is very important on a light character like Joker, but nothing that he's able to like really use to seal out a damage. Just like electric into up B, or like a couple of hits and maybe like off stage. But it's nothing super definitive that's been able to close out the stocks the way that Icarus has been able to do so. But that is actually going to be the first time that 7 has been in the lead this entire game. And now having the Rage Drive, this could be a really good change of momentum for him.
Yeah, this could be really big so long as he doesn't drop any of these confirms, which he did a few times there, but not at the end when it mattered most. 7 finding his way to a game 5.
And I think that stage pick was so important by
Extremely.
Dot. It really changed the entire momentum. It gave him so much more space to be able to find those confirms that we were just talking about. And it was such a good change of pace for 7, who is now looking to take it over Icarus in this game number 5.
I mean, we've seen, it really has just happened every game. They've like taken turns just like having a very commanding lead over the other. This character's going to stay the same. Did not see the stage. Looks like going back to small. So we are going to have the issue of space again for 7. But we'll have to see if those adjustments he made, if he's able to kind of emulate that this game. I think so long as the execution is clean when 7 wins neutral, it should be pretty doable. It just matters how it is going to be. Who can get the most out of these bites is the biggest idea here.
I think that's a...
Oh, wow.
We didn't see it there yet, but it looks as though 7 is trying to recreate it,
Wow.
and there it is. No more Arsene online, not even having Rage Drive. No real Rage to speak of either, but such an important stock for 7, especially going back to small battlefield, the stage which he previously lost on. Such a great change and adaptation.
And that's something that he's cleaned up a lot as the set's gone on. I mean, we're going to see it right here. He's going to find this confirmed. She's not going to take the stock quite yet. But that's one thing, even when he drops the kill, he's able to like collect himself and find the hit that leads into the kill eventually. And that's the important part about this character. Should do it. Yeah, there we go. And wow, 94%. 3 stocks to 1 final stock on Icarus.
We are seeing a completely different 7 in this game than what we saw previously. He has woken up. Icarus now looking to take the stock, going too far, but he truly bit off way more than he could chew. That's going to be 7, winning in a way that he probably didn't expect, but still definitely determined the matchup outcome. You know, just